Happy holidays, everybody, and welcome to the Lyman Wolf Christmas Special. Today, we're going to do something a little different. Of course, I'm still joined by my co-host, Nate. What's up, buddy?
Pretty good. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. On this one, we're going to be talking about everything Christmas. All of our favorite Christmas movies, specials, video games, comic books, basically anything nerdy that involves Christmas in it. I know that you enjoy Christmas a lot, right, Nate?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably my third favorite holiday.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. It's my second. It's got a little higher since I had children now, so Christmas is a little more fun with them around, but
understandable. Still
can't beat Halloween. Halloween's still my main holiday.
Very true.
Yeah, but
Halloween would be my second favorite, actually.
Then what's your first?
Corporate
Arbor Day.
yeah. The corporate sham, as we all know and love, Valentine's Day.
Oh, I absolutely hate that holiday.
Yeah. While I do like it, I also understand that it's just a corporate sham.
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
we're gonna start off a little different. Instead of doing it at the end, this time we're gonna do it at the beginning. We're gonna start with some of our Facebook, Twitter, and Discord messages, because I want to get those knocked out, because a lot of those have to do with what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
So, on Facebook, I posted talking about what we're doing, and we had a couple comments. One of them was from Tammy, and she said that what she likes most about Christmas is being with family, which totally makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the go-to thing for everybody. Everybody loves being with family.
That is the understandable thing to enjoy. And also, it's all like, if you don't like the holidays, that's usually the reason why. Because you don't have the family to spend time with.
That is true. She said, I like all the Christmas specials, but the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of Christmas is family. Which completely makes sense. Then we also had a comment from Caitlin. She says, I like the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen. Not sure if I want to add the TV series because I haven't finished it. We did finish it. I don't know about... Did you watch the Santa Claus TV show?
I have not. We're waiting until a little bit closer to Christmas because every year my family watches the Santa Claus movies. So we're waiting a little bit closer to Christmas to actually knock out the series.
Oh. Yeah. It's a series.
Yeah. We're not expecting too much from it.
Caitlin also mentions that she loves Elf and The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Speaking of the Grinch, we also had another message from Discord. What did it say, Nate?
This one is from Tyler, and he said that he just said Grinch. No
That's
clarification. Yeah, no clarification on it, but we're assuming that is one of his favorites. So we're going to kind of use that one as a way to talk about the Grinch.
Kind of segue into our movies and stuff.
Yeah. So, Raceland, there have been 3 Grinches, movies, specials, stuff like that. Which would you say is your favorite?
Okay. So I am going to be in the minority here. Okay. My favorite one is actually the newest Benedict Cumberbatch animated Grinch movie.
I would say you're in the minority.
Most people say Jim Carrey.
Really? Probably because I don't talk to people very much.
Oh, dude. When you think of Christmas, like movies, the first there's 2 big movies that get brought up first. Elf and The Grinch with Jim Carrey. Those are like the very first movies that anybody ever talks about.
Gonna be honest, I don't even think of Elf.
Wow. You're in the minority there.
Yeah, like
that's for sure.
But I can definitely understand the Jim Carrey Grinch, because that is actually my favorite iteration of Grinch. But
that's understandable.
The Benedict Cumberbatch is like a super close second. Like, I really enjoyed his take on it.
Well, that's the thing, is when it came out in theaters, I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, it's just an animated Grinch, whatever. And so I saw it with my wife, and then we like left the theater, and we were like, wow, that was so much better than we expected. Because like I said, we didn't expect much. We were like, you can't top Jim Carrey Grinch. There's no way to do that. And
exactly.
And that is not true in my opinion. it is a way to top that.
So they're so close for me that I have in my head kind of separated them. And am very thankful that one is a live action and the other one is an animation, because
yeah, that's true. They are very different.
I can classify them as Jim Carrey being my favorite live action Grinch, while Benedict Cumberbatch is my favorite animated Grinch. Because while I do love the classic, it will forever be in my small heart and grow it as the year goes.
Oh my god.
The newer iterations just have so much more feeling, in my opinion.
Agree. The original is just like, Grinch is bad until he's not.
Yeah. But yeah, so all right, so we're split on the Grinch, but we both acknowledge that they're all good.
The original, like the classic special, is good, but like it's extremely outdated. Like,
yeah. Well,
I mean, in my eyes, it's outdated. It's a classic. Don't get me wrong. I would classify it as a classic, but I don't seek out watching those around Christmas time because I don't care. I'd rather watch the Benedict Cumberbatch.
I actually just thought, like, I'm really glad for these because we can classify them even further. We have live action Jim Carrey, 3D animation Benedict Cumberbatch, and 2D animation classic.
It's a little going a little extreme there, bud.
Hey, if there's any way I can make something neutral, I will try. Always got to stay on that fence.
Okay, so let's go down the list of the movies that you really like during Christmas time. So let's start with you. What you got?
All right, so my all-time favorite Christmas time movie is It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay, so you're going classic.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually seen that.
I highly recommend it.
Isn't it from the 50s or something like that?
I'm not sure.
It's old. I know that. It's old.
It's black and white.
Yeah, very old.
I have loved that movie since I was a little kid, and I watch it every year.
Oh, God. You're one of those people that watch the same movie every single year around Christmas?
Yes, I am. But I also watch new stuff to see what I need to add to my repertoire of watching it every year.
No, you're only allowed to watch It's a Wonderful Life. No other movies are allowed during Christmas time.
Okay. So the reason I actually love this movie is it kind of started my fantasizing of wanting powers kind of thing. Because
leave it to Nate to turn something as a wholesome Christmas movie and you're like, I want power.
Yeah. So in this movie, you get a guardian angel who is sent down to Earth.
Nate, and spoilers, man. Spoilers.
Oh, it's within the synopsis.
You're gonna spoil this like 70-year-old movie, dude.
Yeah. Fine. Spoiler alert. Everybody has a happy ending. The angel has a power that allows him to show Bailey, the main character, what life would be like if he had never been born. To kind of make him appreciate.
Isn't that the plot of Scrooge, basically?
No, Scrooge's plot is basically showing him everything that has gone wrong. Like, these are every moment in your life where you messed up.
Like, okay.
And if you keep going down this path, things are only going to get worse.
Okay.
Whereas It's a Wonderful Life this is the effect you've had on the world. Like, you are so down on yourself, but look, without you, so many things would have gone bad.
I get you.
Because, again, spoiler, Bailey becomes suicidal very early in the movie.
That's a really happy Christmas movie, man.
It is.
Death. Lots of death.
I mean, there is quite a bit of death, but it shows that not every, like, even if you think you are worthless, even if you think that what you have done in this life doesn't really matter, the movie goes to show that your life has had profound effects on everyone you have come in contact with in ways you've never even thought of. Like, just a simple greeting to someone could have lifted somebody's day and kept away darker thoughts.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted.
I can definitely see why. Sorry, I can definitely see why this is your favorite movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. know a lot of people who have had dark thoughts in their life, and I've always wanted the power to be like, look, like life would be so much worse if you weren't in it. You are a blessing. You need to recognize that.
That's true.
Except, so this is a segue into, I don't even know if it was a Christmas special, but the power was used in the 70s show.
There was a, what?
Yes. Eric Foreman gets this power used on him, and shows that life would have been so much better if he had never been born.
Oh, damn. That's very dark. I don't remember that. I've seen every episode of that show, and I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, like, Eric's not suicidal or anything. It's mainly just him thinking, man, I really... things would have been so much better had I not done this and stuff like that. And the angel comes in and he's like, dude, nah, you're a blessing. You're great. And then he shows him the other life, and he's like, and at the end of it, he's like, well, that did not go as expected.
Oh, no.
I am so sorry.
Well, I didn't do my job well.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, as much as I would love that power, how embarrassing would that be to use that on someone and be like, oh, life would have actually been better had you not been born. I am, that's awkward. Yeah. So that is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. How about you, buddy?
Well, I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna say my favorite for last. We're gonna start at the bottom for me. Now, keep in mind this list. I'm gonna go through them quick because I got a bunch. But it's not that I hate these movies or don't like these movies. It's just like the bottom of the list is like they're watchable. I've seen these. They're okay. And we're starting with Disney Plus's original Noelle. Did you see that?
I don't think is that with Anna Kendrick?
Yeah, it's where Santa's like sister takes over and tries to become Santa or something like that.
Okay, so it's like a Fred Claus kind of thing.
That's on my list. Yeah, it's not great. Then
I have not seen it, but it is on my watch later list. I do plan on watching it.
You can skip it. I got one that recently I watched, Jingle All the Way.
Okay. The Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
It was... It's not one of his best roles, but it's
That was a childhood classic to me.
I know. You're the one who forced me to watch it, like, last year.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but...
I do.
It does sound like something I would do.
I was just like, it's a movie.
Such a good movie too.
I got Unaccompanied Minors. You ever seen Unaccompanied Minors?
Is that the one where they're like stuck at an airport or something?
That movie's funny. That movie's funny.
I saw it once and don't remember much of it. I think it was because while I was watching it, I got interrupted a lot, so I had to like keep pausing and whatnot.
Yeah, after Noelle and Jingle All the Way, then we start getting actually movies that are funny. Like,
oh, okay.
Christmas Chronicles 2 from Netflix.
Okay, that is actually in my list of recommendations for anybody to watch.
Good. It is a decent movie. Then we go to, like you mentioned, Fred Claus.
Okay.
Fred Claus, that's Vince Vaughn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a funny movie.
Once, and was not impressed with it.
What?
But I would be willing to like give it a rewatch and see if maybe my tastes have changed over the years.
Okay. Next, we got one that could never be done today, and that is Trading Places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you forgot all about that, didn't you? That is a Christmas movie, sir.
I forgot that it was a Christmas movie, to be honest. Because it's kind of in the same line of Die Hard. Like, it's a Christmas movie, but it's not one I would typically associate as a Christmas movie.
Okay. Then we got The Santa Claus 3 with Tim Allen. That's the one with Jack Frost.
Yeah.
The weakest of all the Santa Claus movies.
That's kind of the reason why we don't expect much from the TV show.
Yeah.
Because as the years have gone with the Santa Claus franchise, they have gotten weaker, even though we still love them and the cast. The storylines have not exactly upgraded themselves.
Yeah, and Tim Allen is much older now. He's like in his 60s, I think. I think he's like 67 or something like that.
That's fine. Older actors still can pull out some really cool.
I mean, they're making it Indiana Jones 5, and he's like 1,000 years old, so.
True. He belongs in a museum.
Oh, God. So I got number 20, all the way down at number 20 as Elf.
Okay.
And the reason why, Elf is a good movie. Do not get me wrong, I enjoy that movie. I'm so tired of that movie. I am so burnt out of that movie because my family wanted to watch it every year all of my life. And I'm tired of it. If I never had to watch Elf again, I'd be fine. I'd be completely fine with that.
I've seen that a few times.
I have seen that probably like 15 times.
But it's also like the most forgettable Will Ferrell movie to me.
That's like his #1 movie across like every list I've ever seen ranking Will Ferrell movies.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who like it. I have always been in the minority of meh. Like, it's not a bad movie at all.
Speaking of Will Ferrell movies, I'm in the minority when it comes to this. I do not like the movie Talladega Nights. That movie sucks.
Yeah, I love that movie.
That movie
was
sucks.
A hilarious movie.
I almost didn't make it through the movie. I freaking almost turned it off.
There's actually a new Will Ferrell movie with Christmas. Spirited, I think is what it's called. With Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, it's supposed to be a new take on A Christmas Carol with Ryan Reynolds taking playing the role of their version of Ebenezer Scrooge. I don't know if that's the name they're going with, but like that's the role he plays in it. Okay. And Will Ferrell is the spirit that takes him around to like teach him the lessons of goodness. I really want to watch that. But
you watch it on your own time, bro.
It's on Apple TV, I think.
Oh, yeah. No, never mind.
Yeah, I'm sadly barred from watching it.
So I got Bad Santa 2, the sequel to Bad Santa. I know you're not a fan. You're not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Bad Santa movies.
We'll get to Bad Santa on my list. I am. I got Daddy's Home 2. Remember the Daddy's Home movies? Those are...
yeah, that's the one with Mel Gibson.
Yeah, this one had Mel Gibson in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we got Christmas on... Christmas Chronicles 2.
You already said Christmas Chronicles 2.
Oh, I put it on there twice. My bad.
So it was so good, it deserved 2 places.
No, that was just me being fat-fingered and putting it in 2 spots. Home Alone. Home Alone.
Okay.
Is all the way down at number 16 because Home Alone is great. Home Alone's a classic. There's a better Home Alone out there.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see where.
Yeah. You knew where I was going. Where did I put my list? Oh, Rise of the Guardians. Have you seen Rise of the Guardians?
Yes, I have. Was that a Christmas movie?
I mean, like, I know the main character is Jack Frost.
Yeah, but Jack Frost is more of a winter character. He's not really a Christmas character. And they have characters...
Isn't Santa in that movie? It's been a while.
But so is the Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy.
Easter Bunny and Tooth Fairy are also in Santa Claus, the movie Santa Claus. So
yeah, but the main character of the Santa Claus is Santa Claus.
It counts. Stop it.
I'll admit it may have taken place during Christmas. I don't remember. But it was a pretty awesome animated film. I love their take on like the super badass Santa with naughty and nice tattooed on his arms.
Yeah, see, already Christmas movie. Santa's in the movie. It's good.
I think Hugh Jackman played the Easter Bunny, which was amazing because they made the Easter Bunny like an Australian outback wild man fighter.
So I think I see so many fan art of like Jack Frost from that movie like hooking up with like Elsa, like they're like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, that was a big thing for a while. I haven't seen so much of it lately, and
well, that's also a movie from like 2012.
Like, not gonna lie, when I first started seeing that, I was like, "Dang!" Like, I actually would like to see a series where Elsa meets Jack Frost.
What a great couple!
Well, they have one thing in common.
That's fine.
Not sure if that makes them a great couple, but it would have been interesting to see them interact with one another. So
then we got the better Home Alone, Home Alone 2. That is my favorite Home Alone movie. Lost in New York.
So I would say it's probably my favorite too, but that's only because I watched Home Alone recently, but I barely remembered any of it. So
I didn't put this on my list, but I don't even know if this is set in Christmas. Are all the Home Alone set in Christmas?
I believe they are all set during Christmas time.
Home Alone 3, I forgot to put this on my list. It's down there, but Home Alone 3 is not bad, okay?
I don't know if Home Alone 3, I always forget about Home Alone 3
that's
because
that's the one with the RC car.
Yeah, it's not the original actor.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a Christmas one or if that's a snow day one.
I think it might be a snow day one. But hey, I'm out here shouting out Home Alone 3 as not a bad movie. It is a pretty funny movie. It's the last of the good Home Alones. Everything after that is horrible garbage, but Home Alone 3 is not bad.
It was an okay movie.
I'd put it as an okay movie as well.
I don't remember bad things about it. But
I'd give it if I was going on Letterboxd and I was ranking it, I'd probably put it like 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd probably put 2.5.
Oh,
but that's also because like my score of 1 through 5 is different from others.
So the next one is a Christmas movie I bet you forgot even existed. Harold and Kumar Christmas.
No, I forgot about that one.
I think that movie is so damn funny. It's
it's
hilarious
a great movie. My only issue with that movie is that it's kind of like too real for me in the fact that friends have now grown apart and are now living their own separate lives, and it's Christmas that like brings them back together and whatnot, but still like a lot of people in reality don't do that. They don't have a magical moment to bring their old friends back into their lives.
Lots of drugs and like problems and stuff. You don't have that in your life? What?
I mean, nothing that would bring friends in.
So then I got have you ever heard of a movie called The Night Before with Seth Rogen?
Yes, with Seth Rogen and
what's that dude's name?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
That's him. Yep.
Yeah. And
that movie's funny.
Well, there was another one. Anthony Mackie, I think, is also in that, isn't he?
Yes, he is. The Falcon, I guess.
Yeah.
Or Captain America, I guess now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. I remember some fun times with it.
That movie's funny. Like, those are the type of movies I like. Christmas movies that are, like, super ridiculous comedies like that, those are my type of movies.
Christmas raunchy.
Yes. That's my go-to. Like, wait till you see my number 3. Like, when you're talking about Christmas raunchy. You know what it is. You know what it is. Then we got the next one after Night Before is the original Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen.
Okay. Yeah. Like
classic.
I said,
I've seen those a million times. Like,
yeah, we watch that every year. So, understand.
Me and my wife just rewatched all 3 Santa Claus movies in preparation for the series.
Nice. That's basically what we're doing.
Yeah.
So.
And, boo. Anyways, the next one is the Jim Carrey Grinch movie. So we're at the top 10. These are the top 10s.
Okay.
Jim Carrey Grinch number 10.
Okay.
Like I said, it's number 10 because I've seen it so many times. Like, when my son was about 4 or 5, one of the two, he also just got obsessed with the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, and he put it on repeat. Literally, in like the middle of June. Put it on repeat. Like, I watched it like 6 times in a week one time. That type of thing. So I got to a point where I'm like, I'm sick of this movie. I don't ever want to hear it for a while.
I just thought, what if they put a Grinch skin in Fortnite with the 3 styles of Jim Carrey?
That would be so funny.
Classic.
Hey, tight, tight. Hey, tight, tight.
Yeah, like that would be
That's
one of
the emote. So then I got a movie that I'm sure you haven't seen that I really enjoyed, and that is Fat Man. That's the Mel Gibson Santa Claus movie that came out in 2020.
Yeah, I have not seen it. It is something I've wanted to watch, but I just never really had a chance
that movie
to, really.
Is so crazy, like so crazy. I like it. It's basically Santa if he was like in witness protection and he decided time to come out of retirement and just start taking out these hitmans.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming out with another violent Santa movie.
I know, it's in theaters now, and I wanted to see it yesterday just for the podcast, but I didn't get a chance to. It's called Violent Night.
Yeah, that's what
that looks. It basically looks like John Wick Batman, or not Batman, Santa. John Wick Santa.
It looks good. I definitely want to see it.
It looks amazing. I cannot wait to see that movie.
But as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, wait a minute. Isn't this Fat Man? Like, didn't they?
So it's different. In this movie, from what I understand from the trailer, is that he is Santa, and he's got magic and stuff, and he's here to save a family. And Fat Man is just like, I'm retired, and then some kid puts a hit out on Santa, and there's like this
a kid?
Yeah. So without getting into spoilers, this kid is mad at Santa for not giving him presents because he got coal or something, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put a hit out on Santa." He hires a hitman to go kill Santa. That's in the synopsis, so I didn't spoil anything.
I want to first note that is a true professional hitman to take a hit from a kid. Second, way to get yourself on the naughty list for life, to put a hit out on, Father Christmas.
And this is when Mel Gibson's return to acting after all of the, terrible things that Mel Gibson has done in the past.
Yeah.
It's a good role. Like, it fits him well because he's the grumpy, bitter old man, and he's still a badass like he was in, like, the Lethal Weapon movies.
I just imagined Martin Riggs as Santa, like, when I saw the trailer.
It's basically what it is. And it's great. Should definitely watch it. Then I got my favorite of all the Santa Claus movies, Santa Claus 2.
That's your favorite?
That is my favorite Santa Claus movie of all time. Like, out of the Tim Allen Santa Clauses, out of the three.
Yeah.
Tim Allen Santa Claus 2, when they introduced the toy Santa, and they introduced his kid, and he has to get his wife. It's such a good movie.
So, I enjoyed that movie. I really liked it. It would probably be my second favorite of those three.
Oh, is it just go 1, 2, 3?
Basically.
Yeah.
But only because I was not that big of a fan of Toy Santa.
Oh, see, I thought it was so funny because he was like a perfect villain of that movie. He's so stupid and such a corny villain that it matches the tone of the movie so well.
The reason I think I didn't like him that much is because it felt like such an obviously bad idea to leave him in charge.
I know.
Like, you should have...
Even Bernard was like, let's not do this, guys. He's like, it's fine. It's fine.
It just seemed like such an obvious bad idea to leave this toy in charge of Christmas while Santa gets Mrs. Claus. Like, that aspect I thought was a really cool idea. Like,
and Santa started shrinking and losing his powers and stuff. Like, what a great idea.
Yeah. Plus, it also introduced the other holiday fables, like Father Time, Tooth Fairy, and all. I liked that.
The guy who played the Tooth Fairy, I didn't realize this until I rewatched it recently. Isn't that the same guy from Independence Day who's like, I'm back? Isn't that the same dude? I'm pretty sure that's the same guy.
I don't think so.
It's not? Oh, I thought it was. I don't know.
No.
Look it up on your own time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain it is not, but yeah.
Then I got what we mentioned before, the Benedict Cumberbatch Grinch movie as number 7.
Okay.
Then I got Christmas with the Cranks. I'm sure you're a fan of that, right?
It was... it
was a
meh movie for me.
No, get out of here. That's so funny. Jamie Lee Curtis?
I remember watching it, and I was really excited to watch it. And then I watched it, and I'm like...
Christmas with the Cranks blows Jingle All the Way out of the water.
It's not a bad movie, but...
Then I got the diversive one, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Why is there a diversive one?
Because people always argue if it's a Halloween movie or if it's a Christmas movie.
It's both.
I agree, it is both, but people like to complain about it.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can agree with that. Like, that's a solid movie.
Yeah. Then
Jack
I got
Skellington is always a favorite.
Then I've got one of the newer, one of the best. I think this is probably tied with my favorite version of Santa of all time, and that is the Christmas Chronicles.
Okay. Kind of rock and roll style Santa.
Yeah, his version of Santa. I think was it Russell Crowe? I think it was. No,
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kurt Russell's Santa is probably tied with Tim Allen's Santa. Like, I love both versions of Santa so much, and I think he did a great job as Santa.
Yeah, that is understandable. One of the things that me and my family like that's also another movie we have added to our we watch yearly now.
Oh, I was like, have you not seen that movie? I thought that's where you were going.
We have. That's a recommendation with full bars. Like, you should definitely go see this movie.
The first one.
Yes.
Not the second one is okay.
I still recommend the second one. Because it's still very good. It's not as good as the first.
It's good, but definitely not anywhere near the first one.
But one of the things that my family pointed out to me when we watching it is that Mrs. Claus is his wife in real life.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. And they're like a celebrity couple that has actually lasted for a pretty long time. So they just thought that was a really neat feature that they added her in as Mrs. Claus.
Okay. So now we're at top 3 for me. Top 3.
Okay. Top 3.
Number 3 is my favorite comedy Christmas movie of all time. You know it's coming because I haven't said it yet. And that is Bad Santa. Best comedy Christmas of all time.
And his heart shrank 3 times.
I know you don't like that movie at all. I love that movie.
The fact that you put that over all of the other movies you have listed.
Yeah, absolutely have.
Just makes me sad.
No, that movie is so good. I was talking to some people at work, and some people at my work, they even said that that's their favorite Christmas movie. Out of all of his movies out there, they said that one's their favorite. 2 guys at my work, shout out to them, said Bad Santa's their favorite movie.
Well, to each their own, I suppose. It is.
What's the actor's name? It's
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton. Oh, dude,
that is like one of my least favorite roles he has
I
ever
love
played.
his role. My 2 favorite roles of Billy Bob Thornton is Bad Santa and the Bad News Bears. Okay. Those are probably 2 roles you absolutely don't like.
2 movies. Well, the role for Bad News Bears is okay. It's kind of what I expect because of the original Bad News Bears.
Right.
But
I love both of those movies so much.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So what's your second favorite?
Number 2 is the one that has the question mark asterisk on it because this is going to be diversive. Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
It's set in Christmas.
If you count Die Hard as a Christmas movie,
which is my number 1 pick, is Die Hard is 100% a number 100% a Christmas movie. No arguing. Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Just get over it.
Yeah, I will grant that because they are both going on during the time of Christmas.
The Christmas movie, like I had this argument recently with those same people at my work I just mentioned. And they said, Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. And I said, all right, if it's not a Christmas movie, what was the reason John McClane was even in New York to begin with? To attend
with his wife.
No, to attend a Christmas party for his wife.
To reconcile with his wife.
Yes. But the whole thing is it's set during a Christmas party. Take away the Christmas party aspect, there is no Die Hard.
Yeah.
He says, ho, ho, ho. It's all themed.
Okay. On that, I will disagree. You take away the Christmas party, it's still Die Hard. They could have just had any kind of celebration at a New Year's Eve party. It could have been anything. The entire purpose of that was he was there to reconcile with his wife, who was working.
Pretty sure Santa went across the sky at the end of the movie.
No, I will grant that because it happened during Christmas, I will consider it a Christmas movie. But to say that it would not have happened had it not been for Christmas, that is not right.
I'm taking it for what the movie is. If you take that part out of the movie doesn't happen.
No, if you take that part out of the movie, the movie still happens. Like nothing Christmassy
There's Christmas trees everywhere.
movie.
They even talk about how
the Christmas tree with a New Year's banner.
The cop was out and he was like getting ready to go home with his family because he's ready to be with Christmas with his family.
New Year's Eve.
No, not the same.
Easily replaced. You can replace all of the Christmas aspects quite easily.
Stop it. You're in agreement with me. You know you are.
Yeah, I will agree with you on the Christmas aspect, but to say that it wouldn't have happened is not right.
Anyways, that's my list of all my favorite Christmas movies. Is there anything that, like, for you that was left out?
So I have a few movies. I don't really have them in any particular order. Just kind of like favorite animated, favorite raunchy, stuff like that.
Okay.
So for movies, like I said, my family watches the Santa Claus movies every year, but we also watch an animated, like, short films called Prep and Landing every year as well. What the hell is that? Prep and Landing is on Disney Plus, and it is, like, it kind of shows Santa as super, like, lazy. Like, he doesn't really do all of the work that it takes to actually get into people's homes and leave the presents and all that. Like, he does go into people's homes and all that. But the reason he does that, or is able to do that, is because there is a, like, special task force of elves called Prep and Landing who go to each house and prep it for Santa's landing. Like, they make sure the kids are asleep, they make sure the dogs aren't going to interfere with Santa, and then once he lands, they move on to the next house. And each short film of Prep and Landing is something has gone wrong, so they have to either hurry and get the house ready, or else Santa will have to skip that house. Again, Santa doesn't actually go to houses unless they're already prepped.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Like, it's a unique take on Santa because it's showing him not as in control as he usually is in most stuff.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the magical being that can do everything.
Yeah, and it basically makes everything magic tech-based, where the elves get everything set up for him. Kind of like the elves from the Santa Claus movie, where they have, like, that tinsel that cuts through anything. They're like the special forces and whatnot.
Just wait till you
That's what this is.
Wait till you watch the series, man.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to it, but not having too much. Not too much hope.
Put your standards very low.
And then my favorite take on A Christmas Carol. Do you have one?
A Christmas Carol?
Yeah, the Ebenezer Scrooge story.
I don't think I've really seen any movies with Scrooge in it. I've never even seen Scrooged with what's his name?
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. I've never seen that movie.
That is my favorite take on A Christmas Tale storyline.
I need to watch it. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I love Bill Murray.
Yeah, it is funny. It's dark as heck. And, like, Bill Murray is such an asshole in the movie, but somehow charming. Like, oh, that's a horrible thing to do. But it's Bill Murray. Like, he does it in such a funny way.
Speaking of Bill Murray, let's do a little side tangent. I think we're going to be in agreement. What's your favorite Bill Murray movie?
Honestly, I'm probably going to have to go with Scrooged.
Whoa! I thought you were going to agree with me and say Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day is very good. Probably my third.
Third? Is it Ghostbusters?
Yes. Ghostbusters is my favorite my second favorite Bill Murray film. Groundhog Day, actually I'm going to say they're tied. Groundhog Day and Ghostbusters are tied for second place. Okay. Because I like them about equally.
So, what other movies you got on your list?
So, let's see. I did Christmas Carol. Some recommendations. We've already mentioned A Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2.
Yep, great movies.
And then I highly recommend for anybody who has not seen it, or even if you have seen it, go back and watch it again because it's just that good. Klaus. Or Klaus. Yes.
What?
It's on Netflix. It's an animated movie about sort of the origins of Santa Claus himself.
Okay.
But from the perspective of another person. Like, it's not from the perspective of Santa Claus. It's from the perspective of the guy who gets it started. And it's just a really good movie. The animation is superb. The story is astounding. and it's funny. It is a 5-star for me.
Wow, you got the Nate 5-star approval.
Yes, which is
very rare.
Yeah. Because it's just such a good movie, and there is the actors. It has a pretty good cast. Like J.K. Simmons is Claus. You got Jason Schwartzman as the main character, Rashida Jones as the female love interest. Norm Macdonald, rest in peace, is also a character in there that he is such a smart aleck character that it's just a gem. So then my favorite raunchy movie is kind of tied as favorite animated movie.
Oh, so Not Bad Santa. That's so weird.
Yeah. So 8 Crazy Nights.
What the hell is
which
Crazy Nights?
Is
I've heard that name before.
It is an Adam Sandler animated Christmas Hanukkah movie.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah. Especially for you, I highly recommend it. It is exactly your kind of humor.
Okay.
The only thing
Adam Sandler for me is hit or miss. So
yeah, the only thing I don't think you will like about it, and you might actually because they're hilarious, is the songs. It is a musical, but the music is it almost feels like it's making fun of musicals in that respect.
You said the word musical, and that kind of was like
you need to step outside your comfort zone, Raisin.
Yucko.
Especially for this one, I will say do not watch it with your son.
I'm not gonna watch it with my son. It's Adam Sandler.
Well, you can watch some Adam Sandler stuff with kid. Hubie Halloween wasn't too bad.
Never seen it.
That was the newest Halloween special he did on Netflix.
Never saw it.
But yeah, it is a fun movie. It is hilarious jokes. Again, great animation and a truly heart-wrenching Christmas holidays tale because it's actually Hanukkah. They even make a point where it's they're having a massive holiday celebration. Everybody in the building celebrates Christmas except for one table of 5 people who celebrate Hanukkah, and they're and our Hanukkah followers, and they're yeah, so it's so sad that not many people follow that in that town. But it's such a good movie. That is my favorite animated and raunchy movie at the same time. Well, and then the last one for movies for me is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I knew that'd be on the list. I've never seen a single National Lampoon thing ever.
Honestly, after Vacation 1 and Christmas, that's pretty much all I would highly recommend because they are genuinely funny.
Isn't it like American Pie where there's 12 of them or something?
Yeah, well, National Lampoon does a lot of movies. That's kind of like a brand.
That's what I meant. It's how American Pie had the original cast and the first 3. And they just kind of started spinning off with the new characters and stuff. Isn't it National Lampoon stuff?
Well,
same like that.
Yeah, National Lampoon, yes. Vacation stuff though usually has the same mom and dad.
Okay.
But the children get swapped out actor-wise, but they're the same children.
They should have made an American Pie Christmas movie. That would have been so funny.
I would have watched it. I haven't watched anything.
If you would have brought the original cast back to do a Christmas special, especially Eugene Levy, the dad.
Yeah, I haven't watched anything
that would have been
since,
so funny.
Reunion.
Reunion was good.
Oh, okay. Did Book of Love come after Reunion?
And
then Book of Love then. Yeah.
Back to Christmas. Back to Christmas.
Yeah, that was all movies for me.
Okay. You got some okay-ish movies on your list?
You should watch some of them, Race. I think you would enjoy them.
So then we're going to move over to Christmas specials. These are I put specials as the classics and TV specials, where they have Christmas involved in the show or something.
Yeah.
So real quick, I'm going to blow through these. I got the 1964 Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer special. I got the Frosty the Snowman from 1969. Charlie Brown Christmas from 65.
Okay.
I got How the Grinch Stole Christmas as from 1966. Everybody knows what those are. Like,
yeah,
everybody knows what those
staples.
are. Yeah.
Like, it almost feels as if like it's required watching when you're a child.
Right. I've seen all those a ton of times as a kid. I've seen them all.
Yeah.
This one I thought of while we were talking. Supernatural has a Christmas episode where they have to stop Krampus.
Oh, yeah.
I totally just thought of that when you started talking about Christmas trees and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, he has there's an episode where they have to literally kill Krampus.
Yeah, I remember that episode. They had to use like a holly stake.
Yeah, like the old like pagan like weapon to take down Krampus.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I can't believe we didn't think of that until right now, right?
Yeah. Some Supernatural fans we are.
Yeah, we're such huge fans. But my number one is a very, very recent, as in like 2 weeks ago, came out. The Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special that came out.
All right, so I actually did not put that on my list.
Oh, you have to. It's so good.
Because I figured you were going to.
Yeah,
I figured you were
so good. That's my favorite Christmas special.
Yeah, that's
so good.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but
you can also add in like all the like Family Guy specials that they did and stuff, but nah.
I don't watch Family Guy.
That's so like teenage Raceland.
Yeah. I do highly recommend the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
It got me so hyped for Volume 3, the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I'm so hyped.
It is a tearjerker, in my opinion. It does hit the feels pretty hard.
As you're laughing your ass off.
Yeah. Like, while it does make you feel like the Christmas spirit and whatnot, it does make you just laugh because
like,
it's just
oh my
hilarious.
God, that's so sad.
And then something happens, and you're like, oh yeah. Plus the Christmas song that they have in that movie.
Oh my God,
that is hilarious.
I know it is. That song is so funny.
And then, yeah, definite recommendation to go see that either before or during Christmas. It will...
Especially see it before the Guardians 3, so you can get hyped up for the Guardians 3.
Yeah, it will... Well, this is the perfect movie to hype you for the Guardians movie and for the holidays. Like, They did a great blend of it.
I would say this is probably, like, honestly, out of all the TV shows that they've done on Disney+, it's probably, like, top 3. Like... Out of all the Disney, Marvel, Phase 4, or whatever it is, I'd say top 3. It's just so good, man.
I will agree with that because the production of it made it feel like it was a movie.
Yeah, like a mini movie. It was a TV special. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, they've straight up made it feel like it was a Guardian of the Galaxy movie while also keeping it to the size of a holiday special.
Exactly. So you got any TV specials or any movie specials or whatever?
So I have 3. One is just a quick mention. That 70s Show
that you mentioned
had some pretty good Christmas specials.
Yeah.
Well, not the Eric Foreman like seeing what life is like, because I don't know if that was a Christmas special. They used that power, but they did have some pretty good.
The recommendation is just go rewatch the entire series. That series is amazing.
Yeah, especially now that they're coming out with that 90s show.
Just try not to think of Danny Masterson so much, but other than that...
By the way, they announced Bob is coming back to that 90s show now.
Bob, like Donna's dad?
Yeah.
Well, we know Donna's mom's not coming back.
Yeah.
The actress unfortunately passed away.
Yeah, but yeah, so go back and watch that 70s show.
That 70s show is so funny.
But the two episodes from the series is one I've talked about before, the series Eureka.
Oh, that's your favorite show, isn't it?
Yes, that is my all-time favorite TV show, and it has the best Christmas specials, in my opinion, of all time.
Okay, that's good.
The first one is called Oh Little Town, and the way they introduce Santa Claus in this franchise is like, is he really Santa Claus or is he not? Like, they do a little hint that he is, but hint that he is. I firmly believe he is. Oh Little Town is just a great little story, because that's how they present it. The main character, the Sheriff Carter, sits at the cafe, and all these kids are really bored that they're not being able to go outside of town and go on vacations with their families during the holidays. So Sheriff Carter's just like, gather around, kids, and let me tell you about this time during the Christmas. That's how they get around not being able to fit this holiday special into the series chronologically. Because at the time of Christmas and whatnot, their storyline wouldn't have permitted a lighthearted moment. So he's like, sit down and let me tell you a story of a past event that has occurred. And then the best one, simply because, well, it's called Do You See What I See?
Okay.
And it has everything I love about a Christmas special. It has the feelings of a Christmas special. It has again, my favorite show. It has the interactions between great characters. And it has a bunch of different animation styles. Because the whole premise is that somehow technology is altering the perception of everybody in the town to basically alter reality almost. And throughout the episode, they're like going from different styles. They go from live action, so they're regular time. Then they have a moment where they're just blitzing through a bunch of animation styles. So you have South Park, you have Scooby-Doo, you have Simpsons, you have claymation, you have anime. Just a bunch of different art styles of these characters are just popping in and out throughout the whole episode.
That's weird.
It is super weird, and I love it so much. Especially because they settle on, because they're like cycling through all these animation styles, and they settle on claymation as the thing. And I am a massive fan of claymation. It is one of my favorite art styles for shows and movies and whatnot.
But yet you didn't even mention the classic specials of like Rudolph and all that.
Again,
way to go, man.
I knew you would cover it. I didn't think I'd have to. Like, claymation is an amazing art form. Love the time and dedication it takes to actually do that is just astounding to me. I certainly
There's
do not
a new
have
claymation movie out.
that.
I forgot what it is. There's a new one out that just came out.
Are you talking about the Key and Peele one?
No. This is it's like a new claymation movie. It's in the theaters. It's Pinocchio.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that was claymation.
Oh, yeah. And it said, from what I read, it took them years to even make this.
Yeah, shout out to anybody working on a claymation project. That is
AKA basically all Tim Burton.
Yeah, that is a ton of time that I admire. I certainly don't have the patience for it, and for them to make it so smooth is just astounding to me. But yeah, so Do You See What I See is the best Christmas special of all time, in my opinion. And the great thing about these is, even if you don't watch the series Eureka, you could watch them independently and still get the idea of what's going on. You don't have to watch the series to understand each episode.
Well, that's good. Because I don't know if I'm ever going to watch that show.
Yeah. And I believe they're all on Amazon Prime. So if ever your family's wanting like a quick Christmas special, there you go. Those are two Christmas specials that are awesome.
As you were talking about Christmas specials, it made me think of another one I didn't think about. Scrubs has a bunch of good Christmas episodes.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Scrubs is a good way to show a comedy version of what the medical field has to actually deal with on Christmas, around Christmas time. It's very, very dramatized comedy style, but some of the stuff gets real, really fast. And Scrubs.
There was also another series when you mentioned Scrubs. Psych also had some pretty good.
I never really got into that show. I tried to watch a few episodes and I got bored.
Oh, I love a good murder mystery, especially if you add comedy and that kind of stuff into it. So it was right up my alley.
So the next one you want to do is comic books, really quick. I only got two.
Sure.
So I'm gonna start off one that I know you've never read, and that is Power Man and Iron Fist Sweet Christmas Annual. Came out 2016.
You are correct. I have never.
Yeah, I didn't think you're a big fan of Power Man or Iron Fist.
Yeah, I don't
Luke
read
Cage.
too many comics these days. But I also, when it came to Marvel, I pretty much stuck to the
X-Men.
Avengers and X-Men.
Yeah.
So I didn't really step outside my
Not
comfort
me.
zone, which is something I should probably do more often.
Yeah, so this doesn't spoil anything. This is like basically the synopsis is Power Man and Iron Fist are shopping on Black Friday and the demon Krampus attacks. Power Man and Iron Fist have to fight off demonic toys with the help of Santa to save the city. Basically, it's a fun, silly comic that you should all read, especially if you want to see how badass Santa is in the Marvel Universe.
Oh, yeah. Santa in the Marvel and DC Universe are, like... I don't know if he is quite literally the most powerful being in their universes, but he is definitely, like, the top tier.
Santa in the Marvel Universe is an Omega-level mutant.
Yeah.
He is... Yeah, for all you those don't know, Santa's a mutant. He should join the X-Men.
Yeah. And in the DC universe, I don't think they just classify him as Santa. They don't really, I don't think they ever classify him as like a paranormal being. But, oh, yeah?
No, I was going to say, I'm about to get to DC Santa Claus.
Okay. So yeah, the Omega level mutant thing, yeah, Santa is insanely powerful. He is a top tier character.
Yeah, and this is a good comic. The Power Man and Iron Fist comic is a great way to just show how just brutally badass Santa is in the Marvel Universe.
Okay.
Then I've got Merry Christmas Justice League, Now Die, from the JLA number 16. Not sorry,
Okay.
number 60, 60.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is basically it's more of a gag comic. And it's Plastic Man is telling a kid a story of how Santa Claus joins the Justice League. The comic is so ridiculous and dumb, but it's funny. It's a funny time if you like seeing the humor of Plastic Man.
Okay.
It's basically
I do.
It's basically Plastic Man trying to tell this kid a bedtime to go to bed, and he's going to tell him a story about how Santa joined the Justice League, but it's from his point of view. So it's like, did that really happen?
Yeah.
Come on.
His words are always a little bit questionable when he comes to tell
it. That's basically how this comic works. It's like, even in the comic, it's like, wait, Plastic Man, that doesn't make any sense. He's like, oh, wait, I meant this. I meant this.
Yeah, I remembered wrong.
Yeah, I think you would really like this comic book.
Oh, yeah. I love Plastic Man. He's a hilarious character.
Yeah, the entire thing is focused around Plastic Man.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's Merry Christmas Justice League, Now Die, JLA number 60.
Number 60. Okay.
So those are the two comic books I got that involve Christmas that I've read.
Okay. So I too only have two.
Two.
And the first one is a DC Santa Claus.
Of course.
But so this one is only a 2-page comic.
Oh, what? It's not even a comic.
Right. It's more of like a short in between the longer storyline. It's
like DC, one of those things that are on the side of the comic book strip?
Sort of, yeah. It's DC Universe's Holiday Bash number 2. And within there is a 2-page story called Present Tense. And it too is kind of like Santa just showing how super awesome he is. Because every Christmas, he goes and sees Darkseid.
Like, hey guys.
Yeah. And so it starts out with like Darkseid.
Don't spoil the whole thing.
Yeah. No, I'm going to say this. Spoilers ahead. So if you
come on.
I have to. Like, it's literally just 2 pages, right? There's
I know.
No way I can describe this without giving out the whole story.
I know, it's fine.
So spoilers ahead for this one. It is a funny little tidbit of info, really. Darkseid and all of his people are panicking. Like, he's entered the atmosphere. He's gone past the defenses. We'll send in the infantry. He's taken out the infantry. Like, he just keeps naming off all these things like that should stop the Justice League. And then they're like, sir, he's here on the planet. No, he's in the room right over there, sir.
He's outside.
No, and no, he's in the room, and Santa Claus is just standing there like, puffs of smoke coming off of his suit and everything, and he's like, youngin', you always make it so hard every year for me to get here.
Damn it, Santa.
Well, let's get this done. And he walks over to Darkseid and just hands him a piece of coal, and he's like, someone's been a naughty boy. Try to do better next year. And then they're like, kill him. He will not leave this planet alive. And Santa's just like, oops, gotta go. And just bolts. He just runs out.
That's so funny.
So casually. Like,
Santa's such a funny character in the DC and Marvel universe. Like, I feel like DC, they make Santa more of a comedy guy. And Marvel, they're just like, look how badass Santa is.
So, they also... That is just one of the stories of Santa, is interactions with Darkseid. But he is actually like a true badass in the DC universe. He does do some pretty cool stuff. That's just my favorite one.
Here's the question. Which Santa wins? Marvel versus DC Santa?
I think they kind of like tie each other out because like they actually, in Marvel, I believe they show him actually displaying his powers.
Yeah, they straight up do.
Yeah. In DC, it's more they imply his powers. Okay. So it's more of like a Martian Manhunter kind of thing where they imply...
Oh, the guy, he's forgettable?
No, in the fact that he's insanely strong, but he's so strong that DC can't actually showcase it because...
So Santa has a weakness. Santa has a weakness of fire. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
For all you who don't know, Martian Manhunter is like his favorite character, and I rip on it all the time.
Well, it's not my favorite character, but he is... in my opinion, one of the most powerful DC characters that they just...
Still has never beaten Superman. That's so weird.
Well, he has defeated Superman, just not often.
Christmas!
Yeah, Christmas. So yeah, DC, his power is more implied, so I don't really know... Like, he goes up against Darkseid. Whereas Marvel's Santa Claus, I believe, has had his powers taken by Loki. Like,
I don't remember. I didn't know that.
That has, like, he has had his powers taken. So maybe DC Santa, but again, not really sure because I don't truly know what DC Santa is capable of other than trolling Darkseid.
Yeah. So, you got any more?
Yeah, my second favorite, and this is my all-time. Again, I've mentioned this series, Fables.
Fables, like the video game.
No, the
webcomic?
Grim Book stuff.
Grim Book?
My favorite comic series, Fables.
Oh,
Big
okay.
Big Wolf.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So they had a Christmas special, issue 112. And one of the characters, Red Rose, has just become... Well, actually, that's a pretty big spoiler. I'm not going to say that one.
Don't spoil comics, man.
She meets Santa Claus, and they explain Santa Claus in a way that I just love, because in the Fables mythos, the aspects of humanity are real. Like, they are like intangible beings, but they're still real. So hope is a thing. They're kind of like the Timeless or the Endless from DC. Like, you got Death and Dream and all them. Hope has acolytes or agents called the Paladins of Hope, and Santa is a Paladin of Hope.
Oh,
and it is, yeah, like the description doesn't, like, even Red Rose, when he tells, he's like, yes, I am the Paladin of Hope for justice, and she's like, are you though? Because everything I know about you is like you just go around giving presents to people, and he's like, yes, it is boiled down to the most mundane of justice, but it's still justice. Those who have done wrong and wicked deeds are punished by getting coal. Those who are doing good and have lived virtuous lives get blessed with presents. Justice is balanced within my scales. And I'm just like, that is such an amazing way of describing Santa Claus. The guy who just, goes around giving presents to everybody is Justice. A Paladin of Hope. And it is so great because she doesn't just meet... It's kind of their version of A Christmas Tale because she's going around meeting 3 spirits, Santa Claus is being one of them, and each one is a Paladin of Hope. And each hope is like... The way they describe hope is actually really heartbreaking because she has like a little cricket that is taking her to meet all of these spirits of hope, And the cricket, she's like, well, I never thought of Santa as that. And then he takes her to the next one.
Are you getting into spoiler territory?
No. This is like a one-off kind of thing. This has really nothing to do with the majority of the story.
Oh, okay.
And she meets this other spirit, and the spirit is the hope of like a better future. Like she hopes that she will one day get married. She hopes that one day she can provide for her children and everything. And she's like, but Red Rose knows her story. She knows how it ends, and it's incredibly depressing. And so she's talking to the cricket, and she's like, isn't there any way we can help her? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. You thought hope was a good thing? No. Hope is an intangible, no value aspect that we give people so that they can face the worst in reality. Like there's real no tangent greatness of hope. It's just an illusion that we use. And I'm just like, that, like, you go from Santa, who's like, oh yeah, I'm the justice of hope, to the cricket explaining that hope is meaningless, really. And
wow.
It is so depressing. But then she goes
Sounds
on
like
to
a great comic, bro.
It is such a great comic, because she goes on to the next Spirit of Hope, and the Spirit of Hope is like, oh yeah, no, hope's not great, but it's not useless like the cricket explained. And then she goes on and explain her version of hope, which is the hope of vengeance, which is just another aspect of hope you don't really think about. Like, yeah, vengeance is kind of hope. You want justice, or you just want revenge, and you hope for that. Hope being such a positive thing, also being flipped and showing it can be also a negative aspect. I just love the twin sides of that. It's a really great comic. Highly recommend anybody to go read it. It is Fables issue 112. I didn't spoil all of it. I did spoil a little, but
yeah,
just to give a synopsis. Just to give a synopsis.
So the final thing I got that involves Christmas are video games. Things that are in video games that have Christmas themes.
Okay.
So I've got the game Bully. In Bully Chapter 3, Bully Chapter 3 moves into a winter, and the school becomes covered with snow, Christmas trees, and other classic icons of the holiday. Basically, walk around and there's Christmas stuff all over the place.
Yeah, I don't think...
Basically it.
I played Bully. I don't think I got to that point. I got past Halloween. But I don't think I got to the Christmas chapter yet.
Yeah. Then the number 2 one I got is one that's probably on your list as well, and that is Fortnite. Fortnite has so much Christmas stuff in it. It's like crazy.
So it isn't on my list, but I do understand where you're going from. They have their own little thing called Wintervale or Winterfest. Wintervale is World of Warcraft. My bad.
Wrong franchise.
Yeah, Winterfest is Fortnite, and yeah, they put a lot of work into doing the Winterfest segment of their game for pretty much all of December and into a bit of January.
Yeah, I know that Fortnite's got a ton of skins and tons of like events and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah,
they even create their own little off lobby area called the Lodge where you can like open presents and stuff. So yeah. I can agree with that.
And then my number 1 pick is one I'm sure you've never played, and that is Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Nope, I have not played it.
The entire game takes place during the holiday season. Like, the game opens on Christmas, and the city's covered with all lights and trees and wreaths and the things that players expect to see during Christmas time. Like, the entire game is based in the holidays.
Okay.
So you play as Miles Morales, and you have to stop villains during Christmas. Like, that's not on Christmas, but it's like the month of December kind of thing.
I feel like there was another game that someone, Ty, actually, I think, mentioned it when we were talking. Batman Origins, Arkham Origins.
I figured that'd be on your list. That's why I didn't bring it up. And I've never played. That's the only Arkham game I've never played.
Yeah, so it's not on my list. I only actually had one video game on my list. But before I get into that, yeah, Batman Arkham Origins is a Christmas game because it's set during Christmas, and you have to basically survive all of these villains and hitmen, I believe.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
I have it on Steam, but I don't really play Steam, so it's like, bring it to console, please.
Yeah.
The only place you can find that game is Xbox 360 that I've seen, and
true.
Yeah, so I don't think it's ever coming to consoles, like modern consoles.
So here's a little something people are on the internet. Batman Arkham Origins is considered by many gamers to be the definitive Christmas game. Although, like 1998 action classic Die Hard, it did not strive to earn that title. Rather, it was bestowed upon it due to the enjoyment it brought its audience, as well as the setting and design aesthetics.
All those Die Hard Christmas haters.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Batman Arkham Origins being the Die Hard of video games?
No!
All right, so my video game for the Christmas holiday is Saints Row 4.
Okay, I can see that.
They had a DLC called How the Saints Save Christmas, where I believe it was 3 missions, and basically, yeah, it was just like you had to save Santa Claus from the Matrix.
Yeah, leave it to Saints Row to just go crazy.
Oh yeah, it was a fun time. And I will say, slight spoiler, one of the things I loved and hated about that is that when you go to the North Pole in the simulation, the evil Santa Claus, okay, you're saving Santa Claus, Raceland, you're going to go to the North Pole.
No, I just thought of another one, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. When you get there, he has killed all of the reindeer, or most of the reindeer, and put their heads on like candy cane pikes around the center Christmas tree of the town.
Oh my god.
It is so messed up. But I was like, that is so Saints Row. I love this, but I hate the visual of this.
Oh my god.
So yeah, and then it's just like they do like a little montage at the end of the thing where it's like all of the saints enjoying Christmas kind of activities. It's just a great fun DLC for it.
When you mentioned DLC, it's made me think of, I can't believe I didn't put this on my list, I'm a huge fan of the series. Borderlands has, in Borderlands 2, an entire DLC world that you go to where you have to fight like evil snowman, like open presents. You're in the North Pole basically, and you're just killing like demonic snowmen trying to take over the North Pole. They're tired of Santa running the shop. They're like, no, it's our time. Frosty needs his time. And you basically have to go around saving the North Pole by killing all these snowmen. It's a great DLC. And you get some really good guns from it.
That does sound pretty funny. Do any of the guns like shoot candy canes or like look like candy canes?
I don't remember. I'm sure it does.
That would be such a
Borderlands thing to do.
Missed opportunity.
I don't remember.
Gun that just shoots candy canes.
I know in the Borderlands 2 in the Tiny Tina DLC, you go to like the Dungeons and Dragons levels, and they've got guns that shoot like dungeon swords and stuff like that. But I don't think the snow one has any candy canes or anything. I think the guns are just guns.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. What a missed opportunity.
So, just because I used to play it all the time, I feel like I'm obligated to mention it. I already did kind of mention it. World of Warcraft has their own Christmas scenario going on during these months, and it's called the Feast of Wintervale.
Okay.
Where you have goblins who are super greedy in the Warcraft lore. They're like cartel businessmen almost, and they are trying to profitize off of Feast of Wintervale. Like they always set up a cart where they're selling hot cocoa, sausages, just all kinds of wintry foods. And then their Santa version is a dwarf who always sits in the dwarven capital and has like a giant igloo, little snow globe kind of thing right next to him, and you can like go and get your presents under the Christmas tree in Feast of Wintervale. So shout out to Wintervale. I haven't played in a couple, like maybe 2 years, 3 years, but I will always miss those times.
Well, got anything else you want to talk about with Christmas on the special?
Nope, not that I can think of.
I think that's going to do it for the Lyman Wolf Christmas special podcast. I hope you enjoyed listening. If you guys are interested in more content, you can check out my Linktree, which shows all of our other accounts. If you like this, please think about liking and subscribing. If you're interested in talking about any upcoming topics, please join us in our Discord and Facebook page, which you see in the links in the description below.
Happy holidays, everybody, and hope you enjoy the rest of your year. We'll see you next year.
Yeah, and also we're not doing a episode because next weekend is Christmas. So Happy New Year to everyone, and we'll see you guys, like he said, next week.